A very good morning, America. Good evening, India. This is Shan Shankaran, General Secretary, West Coast Indian Overseas Congress. I'm here with Sam Pitroda, our beloved chairman, and I have Priyam with my co-host from IOC UK. So we are going India and sports today, and we may be discussing multiple topics like Olympics, global status, sports infrastructure, funding, cricket versus others, a lot of other things. But Sam has few other important happenings of India which is bothering him. He's going to start with that, and I'll hand over the mic to him. Morning, Sam.
Morning. Greetings, everyone from Chicago. Once again, thank you, Sean, and thank you, Premvada, for really hosting this every week. I know it takes a lot of effort, and you both volunteer your effort, and I sincerely appreciate this. It looks simple, but I know it's not that simple. So good to be with you all. Sean wanted to talk today more about sports because that's what he heard from our audience that they would like to discuss. We sort of take a poll every week with selected group of people at random. And based on that poll, Sean and Premvada decide what topic we'll discuss. So today, the idea is to discuss sports. I'm not a sport expert, but I have some views and we can talk about it. However, before we get into this, I want to express my sympathy, sorrow, and shock at what happened in Calcutta. There are nationwide demonstrations. Medical students and others have rightfully taken this cause. It is not about politics. To me, it is much deeper. It affects our economy. It affects our politics. It affects our society. And I think it is deeply rooted in the mental health issues around us. When I see radicals of all kinds, I think at times about how did they turn out to be like this? Same with violence. What went on in their child rearing practices, in their upbringing, in their family, friend circle, neighborhood, that they winded up selecting or choosing this horrible path? What goes in the mind of a person who is attacking innocent person, especially women? And we don't see much discussion on the psychology, on the mental health, on sickness that surround us. We immediately turn this into political football. It becomes this party issue, that party issue, and the debate I see on TV is all about personal attacks. And it is not about searching the mind of the people involved. Mental health is a very serious issue in India, like any other country. We are blessed with good family environment everywhere, lot of neighborhood support, community support, partly because of the weather we have. You can go out in open all the time. You don't have to dress up for a heavy winter mostly. Community is open, transparent. You can walk around, move around, and meet people. Even in that kind of a society, when you see these cases, it bothers you. It bothers me a great deal. And I wish we would go deeper into the analysis of not just this one incident, but hundreds and thousands of these things that go on every day. This got reported, got national attention. But look at what goes on in some of the villages, what goes on in poor areas of the cities, slums of the cities. It is a major national shame that women are attacked everywhere. Safety security is of great concern. And we take this up only when there is an incident. I think it is time to really study this in greater detail. I wish we could set up a commission to look at the mental health issues. I wish we had a lot more discussion, debate, discourse, and conversation in every community to analyze this, find a way to help, especially those people who are drifting toward these kinds of behaviors. How do we coach them? How do we treat them? How do we deal with them? How do we create an environment in the society where we are more concerned about this kind of violence? So I am fairly disturbed, like many of us. And I also feel helpless, like many of us. But this is the time not just for demonstrations and demanding this or that from political parties. This is the time to really have a broad national conversation at various levels, in home, to schools, to businesses. How many businesses have conversation on this? How many companies decide that let's have a policy on this? Let's educate people on this. At district level, state level, I would like much broader conversation than just the demonstration. The Nirbhaya case was an example earlier, but we haven't learned many lessons from that. And I want to make sure that this particular example sets the stage for new concerns, deeper analysis of our minds that drift toward this kind of behavior. So with this little introduction, we can talk about sports, or we can just have a little more conversation on this. I leave this to Sean and Premvada. But believe me, I am very disturbed and I feel helpless. And when I see debate on TV, I feel sorry for ourselves that we are not going into the minds of the people who do these kinds of things. This is one kind of violence, but people are involved in all kinds of violence, burning other people's home, hurting other people, the way we treat our minorities, the way we treat our women, the way we treat our young children, and just goes on and on and on. And it is time to really think about, why do these things happen in a society which is so closely knitted. And look at our tradition, look at our mythological stories and backgrounds, and full of sacrifice, full of goodwill, full of love, full of uh, commitment to others. And then in that society, you see more and more of these kinds of examples. So it bothers. Thank you. Priyamvada?
Thanks, Sam. I think that's a great introduction, and seriously, it's equally bothering all of us. And maybe there are a lot of other socio-economic angle or other social issues like unemployment. A lot of other things also need to be analyzed, discussed. As you correctly said, it's not just a one-time issue. Because in the past, I think the entire nation came together to do things around the Nirbhaya incident, and I know Rahul even supports that family of Nirbhaya. But more than that, it's not. We thought, okay, we learned something out of those such cruel incidents, but looks like always this happens, and there need to be a lot of other socio-economic analysis also, which need to be done at a very different level. I want to hear.
I would call today with a great request for setting up various commissions in various states to analyze this issue and not just leave it as it is today, and
Yes,
submit a report. Every state government should get a report on why these things happen in our state or whatever, how to minimize it, what should we do with our mental health institutions, families, schools, colleges, teachings, you know, all that, to improve this substantially. It is not just a central government responsibility. It is something every state, every district should look at because it's different from different places. Okay.
in fact, I want to hear from Priyamata first. Priyamata, you are a woman and you lived in Mumbai, so you know what are the kind of safety and security available for women. And what, as a woman, what are your thoughts on this issue?
Yeah, thank you, Sean. Thank you, sir. As a woman, I don't feel completely safe while walking down the streets, like after a certain hours of time, after evening. Like, Mumbai is a cosmopolitan city, but still, there are incidences. We have seen a lot of incidences over the recent few months where women have undergone these tragedies. Like there were two women from nearby Thane district where they were brutally attacked and molested, and they died eventually. Sorry for this, but so as a woman, still in the 20th century, like in 2024, there isn't enough safety. We are not doing enough for, as sir said, there should be commissions, and this issue should be discussed at every family level. It's not like a holistic, like when families discuss about this, when we have a conversations with them and not just do politics, like which party is supporting, like and who is like speaking up, because this is a very sensitive issue. And I feel, woman as a woman, I feel that this is not correctly handled by the governments, like be it any government. I'm not like pinpointing anyone, but we need to have more conversations. We need to make people aware that if you have certain issues in your family, like even there are domestic abuses, domestic issues where women are not secured and safe, and in the context of culture and tradition, they're bound with various kind of what do you say various kind of blockages where they are not able to express themselves. I very few women, they are fortunate to come out on social platforms and express themselves. But still there is a lot of work needs to be done regarding women's safety and security, because the first thing, if a woman is abused or attacked, the first thing is that she feels guilty that she is being rather than going out. So many of them even don't register complaints out in like they don't go to the police stations because of family pressures. And so this is a very sensitive issue, and it needs to be handled at a mass level, and every house needs to discuss this. It's not a political issue anymore. And further, like as you said, unemployment and other these issues cause people are just roaming around the street jobless. They don't have any goal in their lives, maybe such things. So these need to be, it's a exhaustive issue, and I think we need much more, uh, not just police protection, but also a free society where you can come out in the open, if you are attacked or abused, and not feel ashamed because of that. So I think a lot needs to be done as per, because as me as a woman, I don't feel safe after a certain point of time, even if I go back and can't roam around like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. So we need more, we need more safety, and we need more measures for women's safety. That's my take on this. Thank you.
So I
Sam,
think it has to
what do
begin.
you think? Go ahead, Sam.
No, I just want to pick up on what Priyambada said. It needs conversation first at the family level, then at school level, corporate level, university level, community level. Communities have to make safe environment for the community. If each community took responsibility for themselves, things would be very different. But today they are waiting for some law from central government. They are waiting for some more police to come. That's not going to solve the problem. There aren't enough police. Okay. There won't be enough facility funding to assure the kind of security we are talking about. It can only come through community participation. It can only come through localization. So every community will have to take responsibility. I mean, I know in Chicago, for example, it's easy for me to walk around anytime in this part of the city. But if I go into some other part of the city, I can't even walk during, daylight. Okay? Forget about women. So I think we need to understand that community participation is the key to this. And I don't see enough community participation on issues like this. Okay. We have not built those kind of institutions and systems. Of course, there are some good voluntary agencies. There are some good examples. It's not that it's not there. But we need a lot more of that. If there is one NGO working on this and have been successful, let's multiply that learning. Okay. But in every community, there has to be a concern for safety and security of women and children and older people. Okay. Go ahead, San.
Sure. So Joseph Brito, our friend from LinkedIn, is saying
Hi,
that
Joseph. How are you?
in our family, out of 16 youngsters, 14 are settled out of India, outside India, and prospering elsewhere. Two who have no choice. We are happy to see our youngsters settling elsewhere. And also, he is sharing. In Bangalore, we are always concerned about our daughters when they come home late. The same is the case outside in countries like Australia, New Zealand, and elsewhere. We are worse than the developing world countries. So I think he's passing commentary.
It's a comment.
Yeah.
We share your concerns. Yeah.
And Dr. Amit Saini is talking about, we have been talking about sensitization of sex education among our curriculum, but we are not anywhere to see it.
Yeah, these are all the issues connected.
You need to sensitize, Sam, you need to sensitize about sex education among our children.
Yeah, that's one issue. But again, I go back to community. Communities need to be more active. And this is a larger sort of need related to decentralization. Everything needs to be decentralized. This is not a problem that central government can address in isolation. Okay? And this is the challenge people like us have when we talk about authoritarian regime. Okay? You cannot have authoritarian regime if you want to build a society that is safe, secure, thriving. You got to look at local participation. And these are very complex issues. Okay, they look simple on the surface, but believe me, when you go deeper into it, you find out that it needs a lot of expertise.
Also, sir, like in the current case, the principal of the college wherever this happened, he had a lot of complaints against the students and the doctors, fellow doctors. They had complained about him, but this got unnoticed. And then now, even the court has ordered like for his transfer. But I think the such high position people, they need to be vetted as well. Like their past backgrounds, it shouldn't go unnoticed, I feel. Even today there are allegations that this person is being protected by the governments, like those who are in power, the state government. So I mean, this should be above politics. If such an incident has happened, irrespective of the political party, political affiliation, they need to be punished. They need to go through, certain. This is lacking in our country, sir. I think if you are connected with certain individual who is in a power position, then it's very difficult to get justice for the victims.
That's not acceptable.
Yeah, so this needs to stop somewhere. We need to make some laws or some, I mean,
I
people
mean, there
have,
are laws you have to follow. There are laws you
yeah,
have to follow. You don't need to make new laws. Okay.
yeah, but even like people, because we have this mentality that if you are connected to a big person who is in power, then you can get away with anything. That's the whole, I think that's the whole problem with our, this is how we have been thinking, that perception that if you are connected to anyone in power, you can. Even in Mumbai, the rash driving case, he could get away because he was connected to the current chief minister's party. And so,
Yes.
even the police, they come under pressure when dealing with such
Yeah.
people, because
Yeah.
they have pressure from the top as well as, the
That's
public
sad.
pressure. Yeah,
That's
so somewhere this needs to stop actually, because we
Sam,
don't see this kind of situation in the West. Like if you are, irrespective of whom you like you are connected with, if you have done a crime, you will be punished. It's as simple as that.
it
I mean,
going back to systems, going back to the whole idea of
yeah,
democracy. They What is democracy? It's not about elections and voting and numbers. It is about institutional autonomy. If our institutions are not autonomous, if judiciary is not autonomous, police is not autonomous, and they favor, like you said, those who are rich and famous and powerful, then you got a problem. Institutions are not working. That's not democracy.
yeah,
Okay. So it's a larger issue. Okay. And only answer, according to me, is heavy public participation, you know, public pressure. You know, if there is enough public pressures, courts will also listen. But then how many things put pressure on? Okay, you have work to do and you have family to feed, and you can't be on street every day demonstrating for this cause or that cause. You know, so it's a serious issue in India, and I hope this particular example can be used. And I want to say again and again, to set up various commissions in every state and take this seriously and find answers and increase community participations and educate people and go into the deeper cause, and ultimately it will boil down to mental health. Okay, and we have a serious problem with mental health. I mean, look, people's egos it's a mental health issue. To me, some of the leaders who have egos bigger than they can handle is a mental health issue. They are sick. They don't know that. Okay. They are not humble. And it's a sign of sickness of a different type.
Okay. There are a few people who want to join. Dr. Bipin Jain in
Dr.
Twitter.
Bipin Jha,
Yeah. So I think,
he should speak. He should speak. I think I know him.
yeah.
He should speak.
So,
Dr.
if you
Jha,
wanted to add anything about Kolkata issue, Bipin, I have shared the WhatsApp
yeah, Dr.
link.
Jha wants to join. I'd
Yeah.
love to have him say a few things.
Yeah. Yeah. No, maybe I think in case
He
if you
said,
ping
"How
me in
can I
WhatsApp,
join?"
I can share the link, Dr. Jain, for you to join us in the stage.
Where are you
Uh,
saying Jane? I see Jha.
yeah, Ja, right? Okay, Ja India. Okay, Ja
Okay,
India.
Ja.
sorry.
Okay, that's a IN
I thought
with
maybe you are reading
flag.
something else.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
Ja with a IN and India logo. It is
okay,
coming.
okay, okay.
So, Dr. Ja, maybe if you ping me in WhatsApp, I will share that link to join the stage, and we would be happy to have your thoughts. Sam,
Please.
what are your thoughts about this National Commission for Women? Those kind of institutions are the one who should take that suo prompto issue views and
Well, the question we
go.
have to ask is, what is that commission done? What have
Yeah,
they done? I don't know. I'm not knowledgeable. Okay, maybe they've done a lot more than I think. Okay, but you need to stir this up. Okay, at a different level. Okay, and don't expect central government to sort this out. That's all I'm saying. Okay, what are state governments doing on this? Okay, so my main concern is one, look at state level issues, and two, go more towards mental health challenge because that's the root cause. Okay. What made them do this? Okay. What was in their head that forced them to take this route? Okay. Yes, Dr. Zah, are you there?
no, I think he said to ping.
Dr. Amit Sani.
So, sex education in India is crucial but often overlooked component of addressing the rising crimes against women, including rapes. Proper sex education can play a significant role in reducing these crimes by promoting a better understanding of gender, understanding consent and boundaries, teaching consent. Comprehensive sex education can teach young people about the importance of consent in all sexual and non-sexual interactions, understanding that consent must be explicit, informed. I think it was a long comment, but I think
But
he's
I think she has, or he or she has a point, and someone like her should champion this cause.
yeah,
We
yeah.
need champions of various causes.
Yeah, and I think I'm able to read her further comment in LinkedIn. So I think challenging gender stereotypes, gender equality, sex education can help break down harmful gender stereotypes that often fuel misogynistic attitudes and behaviors. By promoting gender equality, it encourages respect for all genders, which is essential in preventing violence against women, empowerment of women. So,
But that happens at home. Gender equality happens at home. You know.
so I'll try to share this link to them to the LinkedIn. So let's see. So, Priyamata, you have any questions from the community on this Kolkata issue since we are talking?
No, not at the moment. But sir, we should also have some strict. I mean, there are laws, but they are not like they're not actually implemented correctly. Like it's more about politics now. Now this issue, it will die down after some time, and
Yeah,
again
yeah,
there will be some another issue where.
absolutely.
So we are not learning our lessons, and nobody is really interested, I think, in women's safety. It's just like everyone is uh, taking care of their own self with no help from the authorities. Is it's what a bigger picture is.
We are event driven and not process driven. We need processes in place. We don't have right processes in place for many, many issues. But as soon as there is an event, everybody comes together, gets all excited. Events died out, they look for another event. Okay. You need system-driven approach. You need process-driven solutions. Okay. And we lack that. I'm telling you. Okay. We have seen that time and time again I've seen it for last 40 years, and I've observed it. We are not system-driven because complex system thinking doesn't exist. Our leaders are also not system thinkers. They are event-driven. They go from this rally to another rally to third rally and say all kinds of things. And I don't think they mean half of it. Okay. See, after they promise something, they don't put systems in place to deliver that. Okay. So I wish we get serious about this issue, take this more at a national level with commitment from the state and district and communities and families. Put various commissions together, not just one commission. There could be a national commission, there could be state level commission, there could be, other issues related to, sex education could be one commission. Okay. Family education could be another. Okay. Safety and security could be third on the streets. So there are multiple elements to this which would all add up. Okay. And it's not just one issue here. Okay. But where is that kind of leadership? Okay, who's going to take that leadership and have that vision? Violence against women is much broader issue.
So, sir, we should have such systems that, the criminal or whoever, he should think 10 times before doing this, that, what will be the repercussions of this? Like, even if he has a thought like, okay, but then if the system is correctly in place, and if, the
First of all,
punishment is
somebody in the
severe.
somebody in the family will have to recognize that. Somebody in the friend circle will have to recognize that because they are closer to that person. Okay. Somebody in the community will have to recognize that, tag these people and say, look, there is potential violence brewing in this head. Okay. That's the only answer. Okay.
So, like in UAE example, I'm just giving, like women are safe there because the person knows that if he does something wrong, he is going to get like severe punishment. So, that kind of a mental fear is there in everyone. Like, so women can be out in night in the open. So it is that safe. So there should be proper systems in place for women's safety in India, because India, as we are
But
like
we
a
also have laws, right? You can't get away with this. You will be, prosecuted. You will go to court. You will fight, in the court, and finally there will be some punishment. Okay. But unfortunately, these things don't work. We have law, and you said that because of political favors, people get released. Okay. But I would like to see more young girls like Priyamvadas of the world at local community level to take this cause national. It is not about demonstrations, which is good. I'm not undermining that. But saying demand commission at every state level. In whatever state you are saying, look, I would like to see a commission at the state level. Saying, what are you doing? What are you going to do? Let's explore, let's investigate, let people participate. And make this a real national and state and community issue. Okay. Otherwise, it's going to die. I'm afraid.
it's going
We lose this opportunity I hate to call it opportunity, but we lose this,
We won't learn anything from
impact
this.
of this event,
And it will be again the same thing happening until
Nirbhaya was how many years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. That was very brutal. And there was a lot of fervor at that time, and everybody thought something will happen. And I don't know what reports came out of that. Okay. And what have we done? Maybe this is the time to look at it again. Saying what exactly happened after Nirbhaya? Was there a commission set up? Have you seen the report of the commission? What have we done? Some young team should really analyze this. Saying between Nirbhaya and this, what happened? Why don't we have some young people look at it? I have not seen it. I'm not knowledgeable. Okay. But if a team of 3-4 young people look at it, saying between Nirbhaya and the doctor, what went on?
Yeah.
What have we learned? What did we do? What did we say we will do? What have we really done? And are we going to make a difference? Or there'll be another event, we'll just wait for another 5 years or 7 years, and then again we'll do the same thing. That'll be a great study. Anybody there to volunteer for it?
Yeah, recently I was watching a Netflix series, Mindhunter. It is based on some FBI story. I think it's viral across the world. The story is about identifying serial killers who are doing sexual offense, they usually go and meet. One FBI agent randomly gets an idea, proposes it to the behavioral science unit of FBI.
That's what I'm
And
talking about.
he goes and meets those people who are already in the jail, tries to understand them as a person.
That's what I'm talking about. Is
How was their childhood? How was their childhood? What are the kind of things which might have led them towards this kind of things?
That's what I'm talking about. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But, I know a little bit about it because of a friend of mine who was a psychiatrist. And I learned a lot from him. He was a childhood friend of mine, Dr. Prakash Desai. And whenever things like this happen, I remember Prakash. Prakash was a great mind, absolutely genius. Okay. And Prakash would have looked at this problem very differently. I know it. Okay.
I have extended the invite, Sam, but I think Dr. Amit Saini is continue providing feedback through LinkedIn, so a chat. So I'll continue to try to read. She's also he is talking about preventing misconceptions and myths. Accurate information. Providing accurate information about sex and sexuality can dispel myths that contribute to harmful attitudes and behaviors. For example, misconceptions about male dominance or female rights can be challenged through education.
Can I request Dr. Amit Sani, na?
Yeah, Amit Saini. Yeah.
May I request you to do a little paper, please? You seem to have expertise in this area.
Yeah.
Let's do a paper. I will make sure that it gets published in Hindu or some major newspaper. Yeah. Do a 600-word, 900-word article on this based on what is going on. Link it up with what happened. Send it to me. I'll make sure that it gets published. I think these are the kind of efforts we need.
Yeah.
Okay.
And last but not least, Dr. Amit Saini, I'll post the Sam Pitroda's email ID and mine for you to follow up. And last but not least, Dr. Amit Saini is saying promoting bystander intervention, very another important aspect. So empowering bystanders. Sex education can also focus on the role of bystanders in preventing sexual violence by teaching individuals how to recognize and intervene in situations that could lead to sexual violence. The community as a whole can become more proactive in preventing these crimes. Implementation challenges in India. Despite its potential benefits, implementing comprehensive sex education in India faces several challenges. Cultural and religious resistance. There is often significant resistance from various cultural and religious groups who view sex education as inappropriate or unnecessary. Lack of trained educators. There is a shortage of trained educators who can deliver sex education effectively and sensitively. Inadequate curriculum. The current curriculum in many Indian schools either lacks.
Where is he? Can you just ask him where he is?
Dr. Amit Saini is based out of Punjab. He works
Okay.
for Bapuji Dental College and
Okay.
Hospital.
Can you just give him my number and I want to talk
Yeah,
to him?
sure.
Okay.
Very interesting set of inputs. I'll try to finish
Sure.
his thoughts. Inadequate curriculum. The current curriculum in many Indian schools either lacks or inadequately addresses topics related to sex education. Conclusion. Comprehensive sex education in India is not just about teaching the biological aspects of sex. It is about fostering a culture of respect, equality, and understanding that can significantly reduce sexual violence against women. Phenomenal thoughts.
He seemed to have done a lot of work, and
Yeah,
I'm sure his colleagues in this field would join him if he took the leadership.
yeah.
And if he's willing to help and um, support this idea, then I would request him to first write an article. Then I would request him to do series of videos. We can facilitate that. We can put it on YouTube. Okay. We can promote it. And then we can ask a group of people to join him on this angle. That's one angle. Somebody else might come back and say, look, there is another angle. Fine, let's do that. Okay.
Sure. Dr. Amit Saini, I have shared both Sam and my email ID in the chat of LinkedIn. Feel free to come back to us. So, if anybody wants to join, please click the link, whatever I have shared, the StreamYard link, so that you guys can come and join us on the stage. Okay,
But
now
this is
I
the
go
kind
to,
of conversation we need.
yeah,
Anup Hivale. I think I know Anup.
yeah. Anup, is there a way that some agency investigates into what kind of world view such criminals have? Where do such people get this kind of mindset? Such horrible reflection are of the rotten circles within.
Agree with you, Anup, and that's the part of the mental health issue that we discussed in the past.
Yeah. So I think without much ado,
Out of this group, I think we need to come out with people like Hivale and others who take one cause, and Dr. Sani and others, and drive it. Okay, then it'll be meaningful, you know.
Kapil Paul is saying every wrong thing happen in society, we all citizens are responsible. We have to
Agree.
apologize.
Agree with you completely. And that's why we need broader conversation. That's why we need understanding. That's why we need, to start from the family and friends and community. Okay.
So, and our friend Joseph is saying civil society is almost defunct in most cities in India. So I think you also may touch upon on it, right? So how civil society can play a role?
I think civil society is active in many ways, but they are not getting the kind of support they need from the government. Government has tried to kill civil society. Many times politicians are afraid of civil society because civil society takes credit for doing something good. And politicians don't get that credit. Civil society may be working on water, education, health, children, environment, and they get credit. So political parties or political individuals probably don't like that. But we need more active civil society. But they need funds. Today they need to be registered. But in India, we have, I'm told, hundreds of thousands of voluntary agencies. Okay. What are they doing? That's another need, a study on the state of civil society in India. Okay, we need a commission to say what is the state of civil society in India, what are they doing, and there are some good people I know, friends of mine, who are highly qualified. Okay, I mean we have a group that we meet every Thursday morning, US time, evening time in India. And there are some great leaders in there. I have a friend Ashok Khosla, Ashok Chatterjee, Kiran Karnik. These are all distinguished people who have spent their life on civil society. To give an example, Ashok Khosla did his PhD from Harvard in physics. 40 years ago or 45 years ago, left everything, came to India and has been running a voluntary agencies for 45 years. And I've known him that long, a distinguished man, in his mid 80s, okay, still works very hard, but at times frustrated because he's harassed here and there by government, this form and that form, and you know. So we need to build people like this and the next generation. Same with, Ashok Chatterjee. I've known him for 40 years, and these are all great people. Believe me, you meet them, you'll genuinely feel that they are capable, honest, sincere, highly educated people, and they have given their life to India in civil society. So it's not that they don't exist, but not enough. And they are full of wisdom. So we need that. Okay. Even Vijay Mahajan, for example, the one who runs right now Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, is a friend of mine, very capable. Bankar Roy in Tilonia, Aruna, Roy in Rajasthan. I can name 50 of these friends. And they are lifelong friends. Okay. Very committed people. Okay. And I'm sure they all have views on this too.
There may be chances that
we all do,
sorry. There may be chances that our show is being watched by even Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself, because in the past we have seen, recent past, we did a show on broadcast bill. And now we heard the news that they have withdrew the broadcast bill. I'm very glad. So in case if the current government is listening to some of the shows like this and taking action, I think we are very, very glad. Congratulations. Like whatever Sam said, on not only on broadcast bill, to protect the freedom of speech. Even now today, what we are talking on women. So in case if there is interest to from the government side to listen to Sam, so maybe they can reach out. Sam has lots of ideas on how it can be revamped. This existing civil society collaboration manners. So yeah.
See, on many of these issues, I'm not a political person. Of course, I'm a congressman, born congressman, and will die as a congressman. But that does not mean that everything I do is only from the viewpoint of Congress angle. No, I'm a human being. I'm Indian. I'm an old man. Okay. I have family, I have children, I have grandchildren, and I also get affected because I also have a daughter. Okay. And I have concerns about the future of my children and my friends' children and my, family members. So my request to government, if anybody is listening, is let us set up. I'll give you 5-7 ideas to explore. Again, I'm not an expert. I don't have all the solutions, but I'm concerned. So first thing I would do in light of what is going on today is set up a national commission on violence against women. There may be already there. Okay, there may be, some more work that has already been done. So pick it up from where we are. That's one. Two, have someone analyze what happened with Nirbhaya and now. That's a separate report saying between Nirbhaya and doctor, what exactly happened? Okay, it's important to analyze that today. Then ask all state governments to set up similar commissions. Okay. Then have a group of people like Dr. Sanis of the world work on variety of domain expertise, sex education, family counseling, student counseling. What should be done at the work? Okay. So let's set up a series of groups because each one has to do their own thing. For example, corporate level. There's a lot of violence against women at corporate level that goes unnoticed. Okay. What are we doing? Okay. So I would say if we do these 5, 10 things. And when they meet, they'll come up with better ideas than I have. Okay. Let's see what NGOs are doing on this. Okay, let's see what our universities are doing on this. Okay, every university vice chancellor should have a policy on this. Do we have a policy at a university level on this? I don't know. Are we following that policy? So I want to use this moment to stir things up and find better solutions. So if government is listening, this is my request. Okay. If Priyavada or someone is willing to write an article with me, we can do an article based on today's conversation. Let's do an article. And, this is one way to get the thing out. I'm glad Dr. Amit Sani that he will go and connect and do a 600-word article.
It looks like in the past he has reached to you about healthcare and education proposals for Punjab. So, but I think what we can do for Punjab, there is alliance government. We certainly Sam will do.
Look, in the past, we may have failed. In the past, we may not have done a good job. That shouldn't stop us from going forward.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to keep at it. And this is never-ending battle.
And as you correctly pointed out, these are issues which are not political at all. It's like kind of we can take a political view and bipartisan view and kind of always look at it. Like, for example, broadcast bill. See, there is somebody inside the government who's listening to voices like ours and yours, right? So because
I don't know how good of a writer Priyamvada is. Okay,
I'll try.
But I'm going to request Priyamvada to do a joint article with me on this idea. Start with what lessons were we learned from the time of Nirbhaya and now. That's one paragraph.
Yeah.
Second paragraph is what do we need to do going forward? And then talk about the commission, the state commission, the family, the verticals and all that. Let's do it. 600 words and we'll get it published. We'll put it on LinkedIn. We'll put it on this and that. And you can do little YouTube video and you and I can have a conversation on it. And you got to stir things up.
Yes, sir. So this shouldn't go like,
Exactly.
this shouldn't die down.
We got to do it in local language also.
Yeah.
We need to do it in Hindi later on, or somebody can do it. We may not be capable. Okay, but we can light the fire.
Yeah, of course. Yes, sir.
So let's do it.
So, and also call Dr. Saini next time on our show. Maybe he can, give continue with this topic because this is,
So I'm sorry we did discuss sports, but I thought this was important.
No. This is a very essential, necessary digression needed, Sam. So
it hurts. It hurts. Okay. It hurts. Because we all have sisters and daughters and aunties and masis and mosis and all. They're part of my life. Okay. And how can I ignore that? Okay.
Also, it's about brand India, right? When people, non-resident Indians, look about India or even return to India, those kind of decisions in their life, these kind of safety issues come into their mind always. So the top thing, the top minds to come back to India. This is one of the very important essential stuff.
Yeah, but it's not just about what happens to me and my family. It's more about what happens to my people. Safety and security is an important part of life. I can tell you when we were growing up in Baroda in 50s, which is a long time ago, and we would go to drama practice at night. And I used to be part of a team. And our practice will go on till 1 or so. And then at 1 o'clock, we'll all go have pakoda and chai. And all our girls, actresses or artists will just go home. Either we'll walk with them, okay, or they will take a auto rickshaw at 2 or 3. Never had one incident. Okay. And if auto rickshaw comes, we tell him, hey, bye. Make sure that she gets home. He said, no, sir, no problem. Benjiao. It was that kind of an environment. Okay. What happened all of a sudden? Okay. So how do we bring that back? And it can be done. Believe me, it can be done. But it requires community participation. It does not require just government of India deciding this law or that law. Okay, that's not going to do it. Of course, that is also required. Okay. And that's what I would like to bring in that article, Priyamvada.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Gandhiji's forward thinking on this. So he has written about this, how a woman walks in the night all alone. So what are your thoughts, ma'am, on the Gandhi's thinking, forward thinking?
Look, I am blindly committed to Gandhian thought. Okay. That's partly because of my education, boarding school, you know. Of course, I'm a normal human being. I make mistakes. I have flaws. But I try to follow Gandhi as much as I can. I believe in his simplicity. I believe in his truth, love, trust, all of those things. And to me, Gandhi had answers to everything. His thought process was so very special. Yeah. So whenever I get into trouble, I ask myself, what would Gandhi do? And I'm sure if Gandhi was here today, he would say, yes, this is a larger national issue that communities will have to get involved. He will also talk about family, upbringing, environment, school education, sex education, workplace, national issues, state issues. He'll talk about all of these things the way I'm saying. No question about it. Okay. And this is what we are discussing today. Okay. Gandhiji will not promote violence. He will talk about non-violence. Always. Okay. And he will find the root cause of this. And that's what we need to address. Hi, Anup.
Yeah, Anup.
Hi. Yeah,
So
I'm.
we are at the end of the show. Anup, go ahead quickly. Yeah, please.
Yeah, I think I'm listening the whole show very carefully, and I'm with you in this whole effort. Article I would look forward to. Premvoda and Dr. Pitroda, please do that. And I think this is very important that young women such as her can gather together and speak out boldly because this is hurting. This is hurting our reputation of our beautiful country. Yeah, it's larger damage. Yeah.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
Anup.
Good.
So I think looks like
Okay,
we are.
Premvada, but I got to give you a time limit also.
Yeah, yeah.
It can't be in next 5 years.
No, no.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And
1 week is all you
yeah.
have.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think I'll try to summarize. I think it is a great show what we had, even though we couldn't discuss about sports. I think certainly I have some slides and thoughts. I think that we know that Vinesh Phogat has come back to India today.
We'll do that. We'll do that next time.
Next
Yeah,
time.
Some other time.
we
No
will
problem.
talk. We will talk about the
An
sports.
important topic. We'll handle that also.
Yeah.
It's going to be another important discussion where we will discuss about sports infrastructure. But today we had a very, very, very good discussion on women's safety and what India should do and think or explore. So maybe I think there are a few action items. Maybe Sam, if there is interest, we can continue this topic because women's
I'm
safety.
all for it. I'm all for it. And I had not even thought about it, really.
Yeah,
Until this morning, 5 minutes before you opened it,
yeah.
I said, what is going on? And it has been bothering me in my mind for a while. I said, let's just talk about this first.
Sure.
Get it out of my chest. Okay. And I thought I'll do it for 5 minutes and then move on.
People are perceiving this as a gang rape, and people are giving political colors to it, which is very unfortunate, actually. So, and I think what we get to read is very, very sad. Looking
I want
forward
to know what are we going to do.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I want to
think
know
there are
what
action
is the way forward. And that can only come once we analyze Nirbhaya.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And we say, Nirbhaya to now, what have we done?
Hmm.
Okay.
Mm.
What have we learned? So at this time, we got to have a very focused
Yeah, I think the
program.
double-edged question should be there, not only to the central government, but to the community, as
Exactly.
Dr.
Exactly.
Pitroda said.
I
Yeah.
think both the union government as well as the West Bengal government should come together. See, they should take the example of Nirbhaya. See, I think Congress was in power and Congress never tried hiding that whole thing.
It does,
Dr. Manmohan
let's not
Singh
even
was
talk about politics. It is
yeah,
a
human
problem of the
humanity
society.
issue.
It's a
Yeah, correct.
human problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I think like how Dr. Manmohan Singh dealt with this whole thing with a very open, involving all the parties last time. So I think we should do the
I'm
same.
sure some things were done then. I
Yeah.
don't know enough about it. So
Yeah.
we should analyze. Premvada, just Google and find out
Yeah.
what was done then. And
Okay.
maybe there were commissions set up. And we are
Yeah.
completely unaware of it. So we got to give credit to them.
Yeah.
But
I'm very
it's not
sure
enough.
even Honorable Mamta Banerjee would also help if you directly contact. She will connect some people that are based in that area, young
We know
women
all of
especially.
them. We know all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not an
Mm.
issue. Issue is how do we go forward?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would be a very beautiful and strong if women come forward, like
Yeah.
Premoda. I think,
That's why I
collect.
want Premvada to write with me.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Amazing.
Okay.
That would be excellent
And
step.
young girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
While we are speaking, we have got 246 live viewers since the joint starting, and now till they have stayed put. Sam, it's very impressive.
Thank you.
Always people, there are 1,000+ people joining after the show and watching in Twitter and YouTube and other places,
So
LinkedIn.
thanks
Facebook.
you, Sean. And I know what you go through. I'm aware of it all, but just don't worry about anybody. Just do this. This is
Yes.
much bigger contribution
Yes.
than other
Yes.
people realize. Maybe they are jealous of your this contribution. So just relax. Okay. But you see, we all want, this and that, and just, keep doing what you do, and people will understand who you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
You
Sam.
don't need to prove anything to anybody.
Yes. Yeah.
Very kind of your
Okay.
words.
So just don't, we all get too upset about this criticism, that criticism. Forget it.
Mm.
Okay. Just be who you are. It doesn't matter. It's okay for me to get mad at you once in a while. It's okay. That doesn't mean I don't love you. That doesn't mean I don't care for you. So just relax. This is a great group. You guys both have done a terrific job, and all our audience, all our friends who join, I know what it takes to spend 1 hour with us.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate, and I'm thankful to all of you. And I can tell you, one of my relatives from Raipur joins this.
Yeah.
And I'm his grandfather.
Mm.
Prakash Pitroda.
Yeah, okay. Prakash is a professor or teacher of mathematics. Okay.
Mm.
I don't think I met physically Prakash. Maybe I met him when he was very little, but I don't think so. But I remember his dad as a little boy. I played with his dad when he was born because his dad's father was my cousin brother. Okay. So here is Prakash.
Yeah.
Okay. So, people like this join. I didn't even know that Prakash joins me. I had no idea, And he said, Dada. I said, what is this? Okay. And I'm delighted that people from Raipur and other places can join. What a wonderful, and privilege this we all have. Okay. So thank you, Prakash. And Prakash, you can tell many of your friends. Yeah. Good. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thanks, Sean. Thanks.
We'll continue on the same topic next week. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great. Well, Priyambada will have an article.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we can discuss
Yes.
on the article.
Yeah, we'll just talk about
Okay.
it. And then I'll make sure that it gets published, Priyambada.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anu. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.